I have the next slide. I would like to tell you a little bit more about the upcoming Eurapag Congress, which we should have had this last June in Rotterdam, but due to the COVID, it is postponed for 1 more year. Enthusiastic, we are starting and restarting everything for the Congress, and I would like to show you what the program will be and which dates are important to keep in mind. So for now, the Congress is going to be a hybrid version. Due to the pandemic, the number of live participants is restricted, and the number of virtual participants is not restricted. So when the registration opens on November, the 1st of November, you will see both options where you can choose from how you want to register. If you already had a registration, I will come back to that a little bit later and explain what you need to do. What is also happening during this Congress is the Eurapag second Pan-European Trainee Congress, which will be held on the Friday. And what is also going to be there is the Eurapag examination. Some of you are familiar with the Eurapag examination and some of you don't, but I will show you in a minute. For now, the abstract submission is reopened again. We already had about 60 abstracts the last time, but we will hope in June to get a little bit more. These are the abstract submission categories, which you can submit your abstract. If you had submitted an abstract for the 2020 version, you need to resubmit yours. So now the abstract submission is open, and the deadline for the abstract submission will be on the 31st of January 2021. And the notification of the abstracts will be there on the 15th of March 2021. Late breaking abstracts will open on the 15th February 2021 and closes at the 18th of April 2021. For now, the program that is shown online on the Eurapag 2021 website is the preliminary program for this year's, of the next year's event, where the keynote lectures will be by John Perry about genetics of menarche, diagnosis of PCOS in teens by Sharon Oberfield from the United States, ovarian torsion by Dr. Lisa Allen from Canada. Dan Apter is going to talk with us about teenage sex, and vulvar disease by Dr. Jonathan Traker. So I hope you like these topics and are very interested to be in Rotterdam as well. The other sessions besides the keynote lectures is going to be these sessions that are mentioned here. There is a variety of endocrinology teams, but also basic gynecology teams. And we also wanted to have some extra attention for improving adolescent health by education, research, and collaboration, where a little bit of this will also be shown from the curriculum. A little bit more about the second Pan-European Trainees Congress. This is a congress organized by Eurapag, will be at the same time as the Eurapag Congress, but will be totally virtual. And we invented this one to improve the PAC education for the residents in the whole of Europe. There will be a choice of 3 workshops, which you can find on the website. And the day will start with the lecture from Dr. Mireille Merks from Belgium about the HPV vaccination. There will be also a Stamp the Professor session with Professor Joop Lave, Professor Sana Boumblienne, and Dr. Yvonne Bedij about teams that you can, about endocrinology teams of PCOS, primary amenorrhea, and Turner syndrome. At the last of the Trainees Congress, the trainees can present their own scientific work as well, and the abstracts of the Congress will be published in the European Journal of Obstetrics and Gynaecology. The Eurapag examination, as I mentioned earlier, is an examination to promote PAC around the globe. This consists of two parts about endocrinology and surgery, and for both parts, two case-based discussions are required, just as the logbook. If you want to have more information, you can look on the Eurapag 2021 website, but you can also contact Simferosa, which the mail address is shown over here. So to keep in mind, the most important dates are actually the opening of the early bird registration, which will be on the 1st of November. The deadline for Eurapag examination or application for the exam will be on the 10th of January. The abstract submission deadline is on the 31st of January. 15 February, late breaking abstracts open. And from March 2021, regular registration will be opened. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, the late registration from June 21 onwards will only be for the virtual component, because we have to have everybody's name, mail address, and everything, and due to the restricted numbers that can be available or in the live component. So actually, I hope that if you wanted to come to the 2020 version, that you still want to come to 2021 Congress in Rotterdam next year. So I hope to see you next June in the Netherlands.